We welcome to the Only Fools and Horses podcast Tony Marshall, who played the part of Chris in Dates and Rodney Comes Home. How's it going?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm very well, thank you. It's going really well. Nice to see you all.
Great. So what are your memories of being on the show? What are some of your best memories?
Oh, well, I've got to say, it's such a long time ago now, and I was obviously a younger man. But it was a fantastic experience, to be fair. I kind of knew it was a very successful show, when I got the part. But obviously, years later, you realise how successful the show is and how popular a show it was even then. And it was a great time. The people on it were really nice. The cast, the crew. I've got great memories, to be fair. I mean, I remember doing the first episode that I did, and I think I had one line in it. I think that's the Dates one, where I had to say to Rodney's something about nervous Neris. I think a lot of people remember that particular episode, and obviously that's what I said, the character. But they were lovely. They were just lovely people. It was just a really nice experience.
Yeah, and my favourite episode that you was in was actually Rodney Comes Home. I think that was my favourite scene of yours.
Yeah,
this is where Rodney accidentally says to you and Mickey Pearce that Del Boy's going to be sleeping with Raquel. He's going to have his room. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah,
it's a great scene, isn't it? And then Rodney's like, "Get in there!"
Yes.
But you're at the bar, aren't you? At the bar, really good.
I do remember that. Very fun, very fun. It's a nice. That was in a nightclub in Bristol, I believe, is where we filmed that on Park Street. And I had a great time doing that there. But yeah, it was great. It was it was a very funny episode. Very funny episode.
That was quite good as well, Tony, in that episode, Rodney Come Home, when I think Mickey Pearce says to Rodney, "You want to get Cassandra jealous, make other women find you desirable," and you said something like, "Don't encourage him to lie," and then Rodney just, "Oh, that's right," and then he suddenly realizes what you said, it doesn't he? And
yeah,
it's quite funny that
bit. Yeah,
Tony, I did discover something now. Do you know what? I was watching an episode like I do every day.
Yeah,
and this might shock Chris and Emily. You're in a third episode, aren't you, as well?
I am indeed. Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I am indeed. I did an episode, I think, where I didn't have any lines, and I was part of the crew because the Damien, it was all to do with Damien, I think, at some do, or Damien being born, and I was part of the party.
Do you know what it was, Chris and Emily? I'll tell you which episode it was in a sec. Do you know what it was?
Was it Miami Twice? Was it the first episode of that?
It was close, I believe, Tony. If I'm stand corrected, it was. You're quite right. It was Rodney's dream in Mother Nature's Son. You've got
Mother Nature's Son.
haven't you?
That's the one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
This is where it's. So here it is. Merry Christmas is playing, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Mother Nature's Son, Dates, and Rodney Come Home were the ones that Chris were in. So yeah, well remembered, my good fella. Well remembered.
To be quite honest, I've spotted you as much as anything. I was watching it the other day, and I thought, I'm sure that's Tony in the episode there. Rewound it back. I thought, yeah, there you are, sort of thing. That didn't take long to learn those lines,
I think I'm blowing one of those blowy things in the background, and I've got a party hat on. Yes, yeah, I remember it. Yes.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I think I had a drink for that scene as well. So I think it was a little bit sozzled in real life, to be fair. Because I didn't have any lines in that, so I think I remember having a little tipple before that.
Yeah,
so that's a little secret there. I shouldn't have let that out of the bag, but there you go.
It looked realistic, Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I was going for realism. That's it.
He was in character. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
How did you get the part of Chris?
Do you know? I don't really know, to be fair. I don't really know. All I remember was that I was at Anna Scher Theatre at the time after leaving drama school, and I did a show with a member of Anna Scher's he was an actor, and he said, I think Anna Sher would really like you. And she came to see the show I was in, and that was my first management. But prior to that, there was Anna Sher. They used to do something on a Friday, like an improvisation class. And I was there with the likes of Patsy Palmer, Kathy Burke, and Jake Wood. And I did a little improvisation, and everyone really liked it. It wasn't even an improvisation. It was a little short piece from a play, a South African play, and it was a really, really good piece. And I did a short monologue, and people used to come over and watch people do stuff from TV. So producers used to be there and stuff. And so if you were lucky, you'd get spotted, and that's how a lot of the people got spotted for EastEnders, by coming to Anna Sher on a Friday and watching people do their stuff. And I think Tony Dow was in one particular night, and he liked me, and apparently he said, it's a character in Fools and Horses, and I'd like you to play. It's only a small part, and and that's how I got that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I got that many years ago now.
That you mentioned, he was.
Yeah, I didn't bribe anyone.
Doing Fools and Horses, didn't he?
Yeah, it was just but it was a a nice way of getting it, really. To be fair, But I was then.
What's your favourite scene then? Would it be Rodney Come Home, or would it be in Dates?
That's a really good question, actually. I really did like the one, obviously, we had more dialogue.
Yeah.
So it would be that one, really. And so and that scene is a very funny scene anyway in the piece. So so it will be that one, really. Yeah.
Actually, you're drinking in all three scenes, aren't you? Actually, thinking about it, you're in the Nag's Head in Dates, you're in the nightclub in Rodney Come Home, and you're at the Nag's Head again in Mother Nature's Son as well, aren't you?
Yes, it seems to be a lot about me playing in bars and stuff. Yeah, that seems to be where people like to put me.
The recurring theme.
Ask you as well. I don't know if this is linked, but basically, Jevon, he left, didn't he? I think I'm right in saying, to go to EastEnders. Stephen Woodcock, the actor. That's
right. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Do you think you would have had more episodes had he not? I'm not saying because he left, but there would have been more of a story behind, Mickey, yourself, and Jevon.
Do you know what? That possibly could have happened. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it didn't happen.
Or did you not available, or how did that? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get asked to do anymore. I mean, to be fair, the three that I did do came like yearly. One was 1 year, one was 1 year, and one was the other year. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you're exactly right about the Stephen Woodcock scenario there. Yeah, he got a part in EastEnders, and that went off. So yeah, I mean, obviously they didn't do anything more with his character of Jevon, because obviously Jevon didn't appear in any more episodes of Fools and Horses. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was just his time, and he was ready to to move on and stuff like that. But yeah, that could have happened possibly. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But I'm very proud that I got a piece of it.
Yeah. Even all these years later, do people still recognise you?
Only sometimes when they hear my voice.
Yeah, your voice is very distinctive, I would say.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I did my best. No, but yeah, so yeah, sometimes when I'm out and stuff like that, and I do get people say, your voice is very familiar. I know you from somewhere, but I don't quite know where I know you from. And then sometimes I say, well, I am an actor and blah 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 blah. And then we'll carry on talking, and the conversation will be like, what else have I seen you in then? And I go, yeah, well, I did the Fools and Horses. He's, oh, that's it. Fools. Yes. And so that's what I get.
You look different. You had a different, what would you call it? A buzz cut you had, didn't you? You had a shaved head.
I would say the fashion of that time, may I say, Chris, it was the height of fashion, but I had a Tintin. And a Tintin haircut at the top. So I just had a little piece on the top there, and the rest was all shaved. Wicked style, innovative, and style busting. But yeah, that was me. I stood out. But that was my
I wouldn't know anything about. I wouldn't know anything about that, Tony. To be honest, hairstyles.
I was shocked
Yeah,
when
that was,
Chris revealed that, because we've been doing these podcasts for a while,
I
and he
know.
always wears his hat. And then he took his hat off, and I didn't realise you didn't have any hair, Chris, until recently.
And then you knew
There
why I
you
wore a
go.
hat, Chris, didn't you? Then
Yeah.
I need Jumbo Mills's syrup, don't I?
Yeah.
You're really suggesting that you would have been up for more episodes. You were lucky you didn't. Do you remember the episode Margate, Jolly Boys Outing? You were lucky
Yes,
not to
I
be in that
do.
episode then, weren't you?
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of actors.
Yeah,
were in that
you
one.
know what I mean. As I said, from what my recollection is, I didn't get asked. So was Johnny Boys Outing after the ones I did?
It was between Dates and Rodney Come Home. So that's why I thought. I wonder why you weren't on that one. I thought you were going to say you weren't available, really, but you could have.
Well, I'm going to say
one,
that now. Now you said that, I wasn't available at that time. But actually, I may have been doing Preston Front, because I did a series back in the 90s, Preston Front, which was about 92 to 95, 96. So maybe I was doing that at the time. So that is a possibility. But as I say, you know,
this would be about 89. This would about 1989.
Is your one was 1989? The Jolly Boys Outing.
Yeah, because your Dates was 88, I think. Jolly Boys was 89.
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything then. So they missed out on using me, basically, and I could have been in that episode, and we could be chatting about that, but I wasn't in it.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Damn that Jevon. Damn him.
But it's funny when we talk to a lot of the actors who have acted in it. You're lucky you've been in 3 before 2 earlier, but you've been in 3. There's a lot of actors that have just been in 1 episode, and then they're always remembered just for that 1 appearance. So
sure, yeah, sure. But the one I do get recognised for a lot, as I say, with the voice sometimes, not with the face, is normally Mother Nature's Son, because you've got some diehard fans out there like yourselves that, you know, really do know each episode and stuff. So, you know, it's amazing. It's an amazing following. And, you know, as I say, I do feel very proud to be part of that show and that I was in it. You know, I was a part of a British institution, as they say. Do you know what I mean? And say, well, you know, how did you get in that? I said, well, I don't really know, but I got in it.
In the right time.
Say again, love.
In the right place at the right time.
Yeah, exactamundo. Exactly. Right place at the right times. You know, sometimes, you know, you go for jobs and you don't get them. And that's one that, you know, you do get. And, you know, it led on to other things. But it didn't lead on to me having like a proper major strand in it, like Mickey Pierce, who everyone knows as Mickey Pierce. Do you know what I mean? You have to think hard about the character of Chris. But that's only if you die hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know every character, don't we, Chris? Pretty much, and Emily.
Yeah.
My boyfriend recognised you from the noodle advert.
Yes, indeed, I did. Yes, I did. I did that back in the day. Another claim to fame.
Yeah, he recognised you from that.
What noodle is that? What's that? Is that one pot noodle?
It's a super noodle advert.
Super noodle.
Yeah. You haven't seen that? Oh, you've got to show it in. It's on YouTube, I think, still.
I haven't seen this masterpiece either, so you have to share it.
Oh, it's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
I'll find it after and I'll share it to you.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm very proud of it, so I'm not saying anything. Not saying anything.
So what was it like being with people like Nicholas Lyndhurst and some of the more established characters on the show? What were they like as people?
Just very, I've got to be honest with you, you know, just very nice, down-to-earth people. Do you know what I mean? They're all experienced actors as well, you know what I mean, in that. And they were just really lovely. I remember Tessa Pete Jones was really, really particularly nice when I met her. Just a lovely, down-to-earth woman. And we got on really, really well, you know. The other characters in there that I remember, you know, from the canteen and stuff like that, we just got on really well. It was just a nice place to work. Just a nice place to work. And I said they were just really nice people. Really nice people. And I think I worked with like, is it 3 granddads probably I've worked with? Can anyone correct me on that? 3 different granddads?
It was 1 granddad.
No, I think.
Yeah, because
I think it was
Maybe it's 1 or 2, but maybe 2
just
because I did the first one.
that you, because Dad unfortunately passed away at 84.
Yeah,
It
I
would have
think
been
it's-
Uncle who worked with Uncle Albert.
yeah. I think it definitely Buster was the. I definitely was.
Yeah.
I remember that scene about. Wasn't there a scene where he's telling him to shut up when he's telling him to shut up about Rodney somewhere. He's going with the newspaper and he's telling him.
Yeah. This is one of the best scenes. Yeah, with
Yeah, and
Uncle
he's
Albert.
swatting him. He's swatting. Yeah.
Probably his best scene, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fantastic scene. That's so funny.
Yeah,
So funny. Hilarious.
yeah. Rodney Come, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where it takes Tanya out to the cinema, isn't it?
Yeah, to see Honey, I
Yes,
Shrunk the
yeah, that's
Kids,
the
although
one.
he doesn't go in the end, does he? But
No, nah, that's right. That's right.
it's
That's the
a
one.
brilliant scene. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a great show. It's a great show, and I still watch it now. You know, admittedly, I still watch the episodes. You know, when they're on and stuff because it's just lovely. It's such beautifully written stuff, great characters, and just really good comedy, really good stuff.
And are you surprised all these years later that it's still popular? Because it's a long time now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long time. It is a long time, but quality always stands the test of time for me, and that was a quality show. Quality writing, great characters that we all know and love, that we knew. So yeah, I mean, it's just stood the test of time because simply because of the quality of it. So yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing, and yeah, long may it continue. That's what I say.
Yes. Did you keep the script that you had?
Do you know what? Unfortunately, I moved around a few times living in London, so unfortunately, no, I didn't. Probably worth gold dust now.
Yeah,
So
probably.
yeah, it's like a lottery ticket, probably. But thanks a lot. You know what I mean?
It probably is, because I went to one of these Only Fools and Horses events recently where they speak, and they had Philip Pope, the guy who played Tony Angelino, where he can't pronounce his R's.
Oh, yeah.
And it was quite funny because he actually sung on the night, and he came on the podcast during the lockdown, and we were saying to him, you should sing, because he'd never sung it since doing it on the show. And now he sings it all the time. And he's like, I saw him and he was like, oh, Chris, I can't stop singing this song now. Ever since you all said about it, it's like, I said it was like karaoke, But at this event, they were putting crazy money for stuff. I mean, unbelievable. Like, they had an auction, and I got lucky. I won on the raffle, so it was only £10 a strip.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I've got nothing at all. Script wise, I wish I did. As I say, I wish I did, but unfortunately, I moved around a little bit and didn't think about the future. I guess. That it would be maybe worth something, or just to say that I was definitely in it. But I'm on celluloid, so there's proof in the pudding. You can't get any more proof in the pudding than that.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I wish I did have some memorabilia, but I haven't.
No.
And also, we were talking.
Where would you rank in your career, Tony? Sorry, where would you say it ranks? I know you've been in Casualty, Life on Mars. You've been in Coronation Street and the Bird, Fools and Horses. Rank in your career, would you say?
Where would Fools and Horses rank him in the career? Definitely, I mean, way up there. I mean, because as I said, I wasn't expecting the show to be as iconic as it has been, and as it's turned out to be. And I've always had a little thing for comedy anyway. And back in those days, I'd done little guest parts in other comedy series for BBC as well over the years. Like My Family and The Queen's Nose, and other comedy shows, and that's definitely rates up as the best comedy show that I've been in. Dramatically wise, I don't think it's because obviously it's not a drama, but it's up there definitely with one of the best comedy things that I've definitely been in.
Yeah, and it's such a loved show, isn't it? That's the thing. I think.
Yeah, it is. It is. And people talk about it, you know. People just talk about it fondly and warmly, you know, and people remember certain episodes that stick out. Do you know what I mean? And it's always the same thing. And that, you know, that universal thing of laughter can never be, you know, never be tainted. You know what I mean? And so it's always a great thing to chat about. And as I say, that, you know, friends know me from like Casualty and like Life on Mars and stuff like that, but a few people don't know that I did do Fools and Horses back in the day. And also, you know, one of my first jobs was Coronation Street, as you mentioned, Chris, and that was many years ago. But obviously they'll know now, and it'll obviously be in my autobiography, which I'm thinking of writing. No, I'm not joking.
I'd buy it.
You should.
But yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing Tony at all? You've done a Only Fools and Horses convention, have you? Have you ever done one of those?
Well, I haven't done a proper Only Fools and Horses convention. I've got to admit, no, I haven't done. I mean, there's been interest in other Comic Con things to do with Life on Mars, but not specifically to do with Fools and Horses. But I would love to. If you can hook me up, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they'd want you there, definitely.
I'll buy you a pint.
Chris went to the last one, didn't you, Chris? You had a great time.
Harry's the president.
All right, sorry, both of you spoke at the same time then. I got a double whammy.
It was really good. Who was there?
Chris?
Yeah, sorry. Chris was saying I went to the convention last year, met David Jason, and I met Nervous Neri.
Did you really?
As well, and the Driscoll brothers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Do you remember the guy from My Ice as well? Yeah, really good.
Oh,
I was at Tony. I was a quick with David Jason. I was like a little child, you know, when I met David Jason.
Yeah, I worked with him again years ago on. Oh, what was it now? Still Open All Hours in 2018.
Oh, great!
And
really?
That was really lovely. It was lovely, and he actually remembered me from Fools and Horses. So I thought that was really nice. He said, "I remember you, but you see, I've got a face that you can't really forget. You know, once you've met me." But yeah, it was lovely. You know, obviously, he was a lot older. You know, but it was really nice. It was like a 360 for me. I thought, I worked with you in the 90s at the beginning of my career. Look at me now. You know, a third of the way through it. And you know, meeting you again. But yeah, it's that's the only thing, you know, it's the age thing. Tony. Yeah, it's the age thing, isn't it? You know, it's just it's quite sad, isn't it? That's all it is, you know. Yeah. Because it happens to us all, I'm afraid. So, but you know, we get older.
Yeah, and you don't realise that, because when you watch people on TV, films, whatever it is, they always stay that age, don't they? They don't really, unless you see them in something recent, and you realise exactly. You're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's so true. So true. Yeah, they expect you to look like that episode back in 1990. Why don't you look the same? I don't understand it. But yeah, it's sad that a lot of the people that I did see and work with, you know, have passed, unfortunately, and that's obviously through time and stuff, and that is sad, and that, I guess, that makes the show even more iconic in a way. You know what I mean? That's you know, it keeps the spirit alive. It keeps them alive.
Yeah,
you know, in their heads. But yeah, it's a great show. A great show.
Yeah. Obviously, you spoke of some of the actors that have passed away. Of course, John Challis, who was Boise, and Roger Lloyd Pack, who was Trigger. Yeah, it is great, isn't it? They can always live on, can't they, through this show?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, indeed. And it's funny because when I was doing Casualty, I met Nicholas Lyndhurst's son, and he did an episode of Casualty, and I thought that was an interesting thing to happen as well. So, you know, and he said, "My dad remembers you as well." So there you go.
Wow.
He said, my dad said to say hello, I remember she's from the episode, and I was so chuffed. I was so
Must be
chuffed.
nice.
Huh?
Must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah, it was. It was a nice feeling. I would agree.
Because was he like Nick? It was Archie, isn't it? I think who's sadly passed away as well, hasn't he now, Archie? But was he like Nick, or was he quite different to Nick, his son?
Well, you know, I guess in a way, you know, it was just a nice. It was just so nice to work with those people. Do you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes they use bits of themselves. Do you know what I mean? That make them that character. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely was similar in certain ways, but not in others.
Mm. Mm.
And would you like to have been in more episodes if you could have been?
Oh God, yeah. I would have loved to be in more episodes. Yeah, if there was that chance of you know, being involved in them, it would have been lovely. But you know, as I say, it was just, I'm just happy to be involved in the ones that I was. And
Yeah.
you know, Mother Nature's Son is a banging episode. People really do like that one, and dates. But
You're in some of the best ones, really.
Great as well. Do you know what I mean? There were, you know, there were other great episodes as well. You know, during that time. But people do remember those particular episodes. Do you know what I mean? You know, with fondness and stuff like that. But yeah, great show. I can't praise it enough, to be fair.
No.
Yeah, I can't praise it enough, to be fair. There's no talk of it coming back, is there?
Tell us about Coronation Street. What era were you in Coronation Street, Tony?
That was probably in the 80s, because I was at drama school 83, and I was recognised when I was at drama school, so probably it's definitely pre 83, so probably 81 I did it. Yeah,
Wow.
I know, I was at 17 at the time.
Wow.
Oh, to be young again.
Who did you act with? Did you
Say again?
Who did you have a scene with at the time? Who did you have a scene with? Who did you scene with in Coronation Street?
In Corrie? Oh, I was the young apprentice in the yard. My character called Roy Valentine, and Peter Adamson, and Rita, obviously Rita Fairclough. Yeah, Rita Fairclough, who was married to. Yeah, I was the apprentice in the yard for 4 episodes, and then obviously, you know, it didn't continue at that time. But yeah, I went off to drama school after that, and came down to London. I've been in London since '83. Touch wood, and you know, obviously been chipping away at it, and you know, having a go at stuff. Good in some stuff, bad in others. But yeah, it's been I feel very blessed.
And just a minute ago, you were saying there might be talk of it coming back, possibly. I think you were.
No, not me. No. I was asking you. Do you know of
Oh,
any talk of it coming back in any shape or form?
we hear
Obviously,
rumours, don't we? But
we've had the musical. Have you guys seen the musical, by the way?
No.
Chris has, the other Chris. He said it's good.
And how was it, Chris?
Fantastic! I had to see it twice, Tony. It was that good. Yeah, it's. I want to go a third time. I think me and Chris are going to go at some time. Yeah,
Yeah, we'd
one,
like to.
really good.
Yeah, because it's finishing soon, isn't it?
You can come as well, Emily. That'd be good if you can get down to
I was
London.
going to say, Emily. Yeah,
Long journey. But
finishes in.
Yeah, I know.
Finishes
Yeah,
in April, I think.
Yeah, I know it finishes soon and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it would have been lovely if they do a lot of revamps anyway, and I don't think that they would do an American version of Fools and Horses. I don't think that would work. Do you know what I mean? Like they've done The Office and stuff like that. But you know, sometimes you got to leave classic stuff alone. Do you know? I know they tried to do something with that other one, Rock and Chip. Was it Rock and Chips? Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's such an iconic show. Those characters were great, and that time is that time, and that's it. You know, that era has gone, And I
won't
guess we move on to the next one.
It won't be the same about the ones that aren't here anymore, like Boise, Grandad, Uncle Albert, Trigger. It won't be the same.
Exactly. You know, yeah, exactly. Just leave one alone and keep repeating the work. Do you know what I mean? Because the work stands for itself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And with the musical, it's based on your episode dates. Chris
Is
says,
it really?
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I have to get down to see it. My son was in the Bob Marley musical in the West End.
Oh, brilliant!
So
Get Up, Stand Up.
Yes, he played Little Bob, and he was doing that for 10, 11 months. And I think that Fools and Horses has been out just a little bit longer than that, I think. And so there was not been able to, take time out, and obviously took him to the theatre and stuff. So that's my excuse for not seeing it, and I'm sticking to it.
I live too far away. That's my excuse.
But, yeah.
I've got no excuse.
Yeah,
I live half an hour away, so
yeah, because I think the guy that plays Del Boy is very, very good. I can't remember his name, the actor though. So he's so good. He was in that telephone thing, wasn't he? Phone shop. But I can't remember his name. So forgive me.
No, I'm
but you know which guy I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, and Paul Whitehouse plays Grandad. He wrote it, didn't he, with Jim Sullivan, John's son?
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Nice one. Yeah, fantastic actor, Mr. Whitehouse. Fantastic.
Yeah,
he is.
Harry
Great
Enfield
character actor.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. It's been really nice to speak to you, Tony.
That's absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I'm very disappointed that you didn't show any clips during our Zoom meeting of my episodes.
Don't worry.
Commenting from 1 to 10 on how good that episode was. But never mind. Maybe we'll do that on the next one.
We'd be up for that.
We'll do it on the next one.
Don't worry. When I edit it, I'll put in clips. So don't worry.
All right. Can you make sure you show those guys that advert? They'll love it. And they'll probably go, oh, I remember that. I'll tell you, they will. I'm all over the place. I pop up all over the place.
I love doing Casualty as well, Val.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Sadly, obviously, my character passed away and stuff like that, through the COVID episode. But, it is what it is. Yeah, I know. But,
the life of an actor, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, onto pastures new now. So we'll see what happens in 2023. But thank you very much. I really appreciate that. What we'll do, my agent will contact your agent, and we'll talk about the fees and the transference of funds later on. Okay? I'm only joking. I love you guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, Tony. Cheers.
All right, my pleasure. All right, take care. All the best.
Hooky Street.